I want it out of my head the moment Electria fell. I cannot remember anything else. The light burning low, surrounded by ghosts. These patterns are painted on the walls of the halls with only the cold of dreams decomposed. We were supposed to be bold, kingdom warriors who fight for what's right. Did we lose the light? No, we never let go. We never lost hope. Now we must rebuild even though the road is so broken and cold. Warriors back to your post. It's not about us, it's about the unborn. The originators are voice. The weavers and bringers who have yet to come on board. We maintain the tales of before when virtue was true. When we protected and defended youth, it's easy to choose. We had nothing to lose. The blues and bruises providing the proof. We still walk entirely proofs. While the pathways improve, so let the world ever wind be removed. So we make way for this horizon, a new dawn, and we're building to repair for the respawn. Retaliate against fate by rebuilding the gates. So I have a city again, we will resist a home and a place. Regardless of hate, regardless of the shackles they place. So here we are with armor on, submitted to fate. Bound low until we saw the soldiers of our last brigade. Holding on to the vision of the King's Court made plain, written down on tape. With the revelation of the end game. Father messengers, no delay. Rewrite the future of Electria. Warriors, this is the way. Rewrite the future, warriors. This is the way. Kingdom warriors, yeah, with wisdom and honor. Yeah, we be honored. Honor with the promises of our ancestors, telling us if we go towards it, we'll find it. If we remake the bridges to the towers, we'll reconnect the light and the power. And we'll break whatever blocks the new day by roaring louder. Yeah, we're on it. Yeah, we go onward. Kingdom warriors, Electria, we're promised that we gon' have a home again. And yeah, we know that we on it. Electria waiting for its warriors to return. Here we are, let the ever light burn, light burn, light burn, light burn. Electria waiting for its warriors to return. Here we are, let the ever light burn, light burn, light burn. Electria waiting for its warriors to return. Here we are, let the ever light burn, let the ever light burn. Electria waiting for its warriors to return. Here we are, let the ever light burn, the light burn. Let the ever light burn.
Web3 has the possibility to expand our mind and expand our tent pegs to what is possible.
Communities like this is that we come together to create the solutions that we want in the world.
The community needs your story, so come join us.
Technology is a tool to impact and bring God's kingdom here on earth.
Right? Play to earn, that's where the game changer comes in.
Well, Web3 is all about asset.
What you have to say is what's needed to be said in Hollywood.
People are looking for the miraculous.
Part of taking back some of that ground.
You are bringing the light into such a dark, dark place.
Very focused on, impacting people.
And just getting started. Participate.
Our partnership it's helping to cut that code of poverty.
Mentorship, entrepreneurship, and faith. These are your pillars to success.
We have given a solution that we have brought the people from Sony, Disney, and Marvel to solve. Will you be a part of this?
Well, welcome everyone. I'm so excited to be here with you today, Eric. Eric Skeldon. I've known of him for the last couple of years. I've been watching on him on his journey. And about 3 months ago, he and I did a really quick, I don't know how quick it was, but we did a Zoom call together, and he put it out there, and it was an amazing time together. So we wanted to reconnect again today and catch up a little bit here. Eric is a guy who has been through the trenches. He is a former paratrooper in the military, along with being CEO of what you've just seen. He's been a part of the creation of this incredible movement that's happening with NFTs with Kingdom Warriors. So Eric, so excited to connect with you today and jump into here. It's been amazing to watch you and Felicia on this journey and how you have popped into just coming into your own, coming into your dream. You're a guy who has had challenges that you've had in walking forward. And here you are just coming alive. And it's amazing to watch you bring all these people into this. So welcome today, Eric. Glad to be able to connect with you now, man.
Awesome. What is going on, everyone? What is going on? We get to be here. Basically, we're getting some warming everyone up for this challenge next week. We're getting our muscles ready, getting our challenge muscles ready for next week. So you guys let us know. Show some love on this post. Like, heart it, comment. Let's tag your teams, tag all your warriors below. Let's get the algorithm going for this post so people can see this. And I think that we're gonna have a fun session today, Jeff. So
we always have a fun time together, man.
Yeah, we got Brenda. Shout out to Brenda. Shout out to Aurelio from Dallas. What's up, Aurelio? Make sure you're tagging the team. Aurelio, Brenda. I was out in saw Brenda at a conference out in California. What's up, Shane? Or I think I always forget it, but she's from South Africa. Shane is amazing. Stacy Collins, Lucy. What's up, Lucy? Lucy just became a Kingdom General. What is going on, BC?
That's awesome.
And we got Traders BC out of Canada. They're always on, shout out to Ray in Heaven. They're always on the sunset, they're always on the boats out there in the amazing Canada Sea up there. You guys let your teams know you're ready. Just a quick housekeeping for today. Let us know if you're watching live or on the replay. Let us know where you're watching from. I'm here in Wichita, Kansas. My wife just made a trip up to Iowa to go visit her long lost sister. So they have a new sister they met. So they're going to meet her for the first time, and they've been in communication. So I feel like there's the season for families to come back together, fathers, daughters, cousins, sisters, like the time for people to, meet for the first time. So I think that's pretty cool. What's up, Steven, out in Flint, Michigan? We got someone watching from Mexico. Awesome. So, so real quick, we're giving away Ethereum. We're giving away microphones, Blue Yeti mics, lifetime access to the challenge, the course. And also, we're giving away NFTs. And these NFTs are going to be amazing Kingdom Warrior NFTs designed by our artist who has worked with Sony and sold millions of dollars of art to Sony. So to get that, you want to be in the challenge group at kingdomnfts.com. You want to make sure you're registered in the challenge group to win. Must be registered to win. And secondly, you need to go to Guide 1. It's the Guides tab on the in the Facebook group, Kingdom Warriors 5-Day Challenge Group. Go to Guide 1, and you want to go and read the instructions from Destiny, who's running our team. Shout out to Destiny. Give it up for Destiny and our team in the comments. But all right, pass it up to you, Jeff. Take it away. And let's get today rolling.
All right. Yeah. So I'm in Vancouver, Washington, actually. I don't know if I've ever really said where I'm from. So, and it's funny, Eric, I don't know if I've told you this, but I actually have family in Wichita that area. So yeah. So I've been there over the years. So it's quite an interesting place to be.
It's the middle of the country. It's the airplane capital. It's like one of the air capitals of the nation. We build the airplanes, we build the jet planes. And we also it's a cool, it's like the biggest city in Kansas, but it's a really cool town. It's you get the best of the city and like the kind of like laid back, for raising the family. It's good for families. It's a good like for $250,000 you can have like a mansion out here. A $250,000 house to $180,000 to $250,000 house, you can have a mansion. Where I don't live in a mansion, but I'm just saying, like it's like, whereas in California it takes like $1 million, $2 million just to get like a good house.
No, it's true. I'm really excited about today. I look fondly on our first conversation that we ended up putting out live, and that was just, it seemed like it launched something. I don't know what happened with it, but I thought we were just getting together then just to talk and connect, because we hadn't really done a ton of that. But so I wanted to connect today because I've been engaged in the first challenge, and I'm actually a captain now. And so it's really exciting to see that. And I'm going to grow even more. I'm going to continue even moving that forward. But I'm just really wondering, like, there's like 10 questions in my head figuratively, but one of the things is like, that just keeps coming to my mind is like, how are you doing with all of this? Because you're pouring out a ton. And there's a second question to that, how you're doing with all of this. And then kind of, if you want to jump into after that, like, why are you doing this? Like, that question keeps hitting my mind. I think I know some of the answer, but I'd love to hear that again.
Yeah. So which one first? The how am I doing, or why am I doing
let's go with the how you're doing first. Sure. Yeah. How are you? I know that's a really kind of personal
one's
question.
really, not a lot of people have asked me that. So I would say, I'm definitely blown away by, the first launch. I was pretty blown away when we got this project funded for $50,000. I was like, oh God, like I knew God would like fund some of my ideas and some of my projects I want to do, because he's funded them, like, some of my projects like $5,000, and like, and like I'll do like a $5,000 project or $10,000. Like, so I've had some projects funded, like some creative projects at least, or like, ideas funded like 10,000 or 5,000. But when it got funded at 50,000, I'm like, oh, we can actually do some stuff with this. So that was like the first thing I was like, okay, like it was kind of like taken aback by God, like, oh, this is awesome. And then like, let's do this. Like, we can get the business. We can actually like have a real impact, hire a real team, get this thing going. And so that was like the first. And then once we did our first launch, we sold 300 Kingdom Warrior NFTs. And then when we got to 300 sales, and we like did about 50 to 75,000 in NFT sales, it's like, okay, like I was like happy, but I was like kind of like man, like I wanted it to be bigger, a little bit bigger, and you always kind of wanted to go bigger, right? You want to go bigger, go home, or you want to, in the NFT world, they say it, go to the moon, like, oh, Kingdom Warriors, we're going to the moon, which basically means like if you think of, because these NFTs, you can resell them, you can, some of them are being sold for tons of money. So going to the moon kind of means like you're just going up, right? You're just like, if you look at a stock or a share, or basically look at an NFT project, you want it just to go up, like in value, and just momentum and increase, right? And so, we didn't just go to the moon right away. And like, we had a good launch, but it was a very like still like intimate, like the people who supported us, like it's about like 115 people who bought 300 Warriors NFTs that believed in us. But still, that's over 100 people putting their money and believing on. So it was still cool. It was really cool. So once but I was like, kind of like, okay, this is cool. Like, we're getting, like, we have a base foundation of supporters, right, for Kingdom Warriors in the vision. So it's kind of like proof of concept. And then when we did this challenge event, we barely got promoted it. We promoted it only for 7 days. And like, usually our mentor Pedro teaches us promote for 2 weeks, have ads running, get your pixel running, get everything going, and a good like fire, burning behind it. And so when we only promoted for 7 days, and it was kind of like everything was just like, felt like it was just not like, it felt like it wasn't planned as well, even though we did have we paid and had a really good staff and team to plan and organize. So that I would say we were organized in that sense, but it feels like everything was just still like going like really quick, because we're launching that event in 7 days. Where anyway, so long story short, when we saw like we sold 500 NFTs, tons of like 30 something new Kingdom Generals coming in, Kingdom Captains, holders. Like, we were just blown away by just the people, the momentum, that everyone just coming on board. So shout out to all the Kingdom Warriors out there. Shout out to the new Kingdom Warriors. Yes, I'm talking to you. Future Kingdom Warriors. Over the next 5 days, next week, you're going to see why you want to be a warrior. But it was just, I've been kind of blown away. And it's kind of just with my wife and I, it's like, I think my wife is starting to really just see the vision of what's possible and the possibilities. And I would just say, it feels like a lot of favor, feels like just grace from God, and a lot of things we've been really working hard for years are just like starting to come to fruition. Prophecies that I've written down on my phone and paper for years are starting to come into fruition. Dreams and visions are just starting to coming into fruition more. So we're just getting more clarity and more vision for what's possible, and just casting it more to people to be like, look, it doesn't be like, stuff doesn't happen overnight. You got to keep praying. You got to keep pursuing. You got to stay persistent and keep believing, because stuff doesn't just happen overnight. Like, you believe God for a word, you believe God, and you keep putting faith in action.
Yeah. And so, it's been interesting watching you, and it sounds kind of like a Richard Marx song, I've been watching you, but, what's so amazing to me is, and I've said this before, but for like 2 years, I was watching you in 100X, and honestly, since I first saw your name, it's been highlighted for 2 years to me. And I apologize sort of that I waited 2 years to get to know you at all, but because there's just such a weight behind your passion in your heart. Like, that's how I feel about it. That's what I get from it. And so it's been really amazing to see and just to hear you talking. And I see you get more and more excited about bringing people into it. That's what I love, truly love about your heart, is you really are a connector, and connection is so important to you from what I've seen in the last couple of years, and in the last 3 months, even just how much you are just, it's almost like in the Major League Baseball clips where they're just laying out for the ball, you know, and they're just parallel with the ground, jumping for that ball, you know, and that's you just laying out for it. And there is something contagious about that. So I appreciate that from you, because it's so authentic, because it doesn't stop. It's just, you just keep showing up, and the way that you're authentic with your wife and your family, and you bring all of that into this. That's what I think, that's why this is snowballing so much, because you're being authentic. So thanks for showing up so authentically, and vulnerably. Like that is, it's really amazing to see. It has been. So I appreciate that so much.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Jeff. And, you know, something God has shown me is, one, even in the corporate world, and even, you know, when I was 18, 19 in college, I had a cheerleading scholarship, and I became a connector for basically like a marijuana business. Like I was a connector for a marijuana business. And that was like, I was my first entrepreneurial thing that I was really good at connecting. And then what's crazy is God used that, and he got me out of that. He showed me that wasn't the path for me. But what happened was he showed me the same skills that I used that the enemy was trying to use for evil, through like me scaling this, like weed operation, like calling it, oh, I'm a doctor and it's medicinal, which there are things that people are finding now with CBD and medicinal that, you know, is legal in Oklahoma, all this stuff. Not to say like anything bad about that. I know actually people who have healed cancer with medicinal stuff, but I'm saying at the time I was using it for bad in Texas, where it wasn't legal. And I was not that I was using it for bad, but I was just, the skills that I was using for something that got me in trouble around the wrong people, and like and I never got in trouble. And thankfully, like the book I have coming out talks a little bit about how God rescued me out of that. We're releasing a book next month called The Kingdom Mind, first book ever. So I'm super stoked about that.
That is, I'm looking forward to that then.
That's been a year in the works. So we're excited. The publisher's getting that ready. So we're super stoked for that. But part of that story, and just some encouragement, is that same thing, that connection. You know, people say, Eric, you're like a super connector. You're like this conduit, but the enemy try to use my connecting ability to connect people for bad things, or, you know, so sometimes what the enemy used that stuff, I ended up using later on, doing multi-million dollars in sales with freight and shipping. That's the first time I ever did 6 figures and did millions in sales, was in freight and shipping, which I was connecting the United States supply chain with contracts and goods from Florida to, you know, Texas, from Washington, lumber from Washington to Texas. It was all just connecting. So like the same thing that the enemy could try to use, that it's a skill set, it can also end up, the enemy could try to use for good, but God wants to, you know, use our gifts and talents for him. So David said Eric would have had it better if some people wouldn't massage him on date night. Sorry, bro.
Message him.
Yeah, David was, and you know what's crazy is, like, you know, people hit me up a lot about different stuff, but I still try to always serve people and answer people's questions and help people out. But thankfully we have a team now to also help people out and answer questions. But, you know, part of me, I think I really want to help people. I really want to see people win. I've had people that have poured into my life and that have even helped me turn around from, you know, at 18 to 21, when I was just trying to do everything under the sun, like after like leaving religion and just trying to figure out God for myself, what was real, what was not. So from 18 to 21, I just tried everything under the sun, like Solomon. And after people poured into me and said, Eric, like, you're going to be a leader one day, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. And I was like, I don't see it. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, you know? And so, but like, so having that and having people actually help speak into my life and me believe in myself, like that, like, I want people, I want young people, I want old people, whoever it is, I want people to know that they have purpose. They have, God inside of them. Like, they have everything they need to succeed, you know, and God has already given us. And so that's kind of a message of hope. I want to just speak to anyone I ever can say it to.
And I think that I hear that really loudly. You and Felicia both have that just trumpeting from your lives, and it's not even your mouth speaking it, it's your lives speaking it, which is even more powerful. You guys give pictures of kindness over and over and over again, and the way that you guys engage on Facebook and encourage, it's just really beautiful and encouraging, and it's an amazing story. Like we're gonna be able to do a biopic at some point on Eric Skelton, and it's gonna be this really cool movie.
Actually would be cool one day when.
Absolutely, well, they've done Steve Jobs, they might as well do Eric Skelton. So let's be real.
Steve Jobs is very, very much of someone, like, I've read some of his books, and what's funny is I used to work at Sam's Club. I was the #1 seller of the iPhone 4. I think it was the iPhone 4. It was one of the old school ones, but it was like 2000. I don't know. I would say like maybe 11 or something. But I was like the #1 and Louisville, Texas, near Dallas, at Sam's Club. I was like the #1 iPhone salesman. And Steve Jobs, it was right when he passed away, and there was his biopic, his book, and I remember it being there at Sam's. But dude, Steve Jobs, I look up to him a lot, and not because he was kingdom and because he was like this, all about the gospel or whatever, but he was a visionary that I definitely look up to. And like, it's something I can encourage people with is, like, my wife studied more of the prophetic and like ministry type books. I actually studied all the business books, marketing books, like leadership books. Like, those are what I read, and like things like Steve Jobs or company culture, how to build, a $1 billion company. Like, those are what, for the past 10 years, that's all I studied pretty much. And I did read, like, I ended up getting to where I read, obviously I read the Bible. I try to read the Bible daily. I try to speak the Bible out loud. I use the Passion Translation. Dr. Brian Simmons, the lead translator, he actually endorsed my upcoming book. So we're super honored to have that. And I'm a partner with Dr. Brian Simmons with his ministry. But I guess an encouragement is that sometimes you can learn from business, like people like Steve Jobs, and you can use some of their kingdom principles, because kingdom principles and these laws work in heaven and earth for like the iPhone. Like, I still have the iPhone right now, like this, and I want to upgrade to the newest one. So, like, the fact that Steve Jobs, his product, his vision, his company, like, people still talk about Apple, their company culture, like he may not have been the best leader, but he was connected to excellence and wanted to build an excellent product and service, and even like something that makes build a community. Like, that's why people line up in their stores to purchase their stuff. So there's a lot of things you can learn from it, and then just tweak it. Like, how do I make this even more kingdom, or what is the kingdom solution to this?
And that's the crazy thing, I've got all kinds of thoughts buzzing in my head, but you can look at all kinds of historical figures that we've heard about, and they might not have certain part. Everybody has wounds, and we all operate from wounds and grief and different things. We if it's not processed and healed, and we all operate from places that hurt if we're not filling those places up and getting them whole. But what's interesting is even people who are wounded we all have the imprint, right, of God's image, which means we all have a voice and an ability to overcome, and an ability to make things better and bigger. And bigger, not necessarily being better, but more significant is what I mean by better, by bigger. Just the more impact is what I'm talking about bigger. So the significance of what we can do. So how would you, like, what's one thing that you would want people to know for you? Like, this is what makes me tick, and this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. You kind of said a little bit, I think, but what's the thing that makes you tick, that you would be like, if you get anything from what we're doing, this is what I want you to get?
Yeah, one thing that God has been showing me about is in Proverbs, it says a wise man leaves an inheritance for his kids' kids. My grandpa in here in Wichita, Kansas, he had 12 kids. My mom was the youngest of 12. My mom had no inheritance when he passed away, nothing. And so I have 5 daughters. So my wife and I have birthed 5 daughters on earth, which they want to do singing, they want to do acting, they want to do dancing, like they want to do the creatives, which I wanted to do, but my dad said, you're not going to make any money. I can't provide for you. You need to go get a business degree, which in a way I'm thankful, because now we have a creative project, but I have like technology business background. So I'm able to like steward in like a entertainment media technology company better because of the foundations my dad pushed me to get. But at the same time, if you look at the olden like days, like the people who were able to read books and to study and do piano, it was like the wealthy like English type people. They were able to, their kids were able to learn more about science or learn more about whatever their passion was, because they didn't have to worry about finances or worry about their basic human need, because their family had a legacy to take care of them. So one of the things that wakes me up and like is one, knowing the hardship and like not being able to feed, my kids, sometimes, or just having financial whatever, like having issues like that or not being able to pay rent, like going through issues like that, and like knowing like I want to be able to build a legacy for my kids, like that's something that drives me, I would say, is my children and in future, just the future. And then secondly would be just was just the basically the encounter that I've received from God of just love and complete like a 180 of going from just negative thinking I was nobody, thinking I was a stuttering speaker and I sucked at school, to knowing that I am a genius at certain things and I have to focus my genius, focus the ADD, focus the ADHD, and knowing that I am smart, I am good at things, and just being able to just constantly believe positive stuff about myself and then be able to give that to other people. Like that's one thing that I am forever now, just like, because I've been transformed, Romans 12:2, be transformed with the renewal of your mind. Like, like because I've been able to meditate and I've been able to focus and being able to just believe in myself and go complete, where I was the complete opposite. I was negative. I was very just self, just cared about myself and didn't really care about community and team. And now God has shifted me where I'm like very all about collaboration, about team. How do we help the community? How do we help everyone else increase? How do we rise all boats with the tide that's all going up? And so now my mission is to like help, as many people as possible that come in our sphere, come in our community, people that are in our world, in our ecosystem, to build a ecosystem that is helping us all innovate and dream and believe in ourselves.
That is really cool. And you're talking about innovation and dreaming and believing in yourself. And I'm watching the beginning video that you played today. It was incredible. I'm like going, oh my gosh, this is amazing. The animation was it was incredible. So with all of the dreaming and all of the innovation and such, so that's what the game is going to look like, or that's what the movie is going to look like, or
that's kind of some vision. We actually, Michael Morgan, Michael Morgan is the head of our music. Let us know if you guys got to see, and if you didn't, watch the replay at the beginning, because we show some of our music, which is I think it's called The Warrior's Way or The Warrior's Path is that track. But that's Michael Morgan in the studio in LA. But the video is kind of some of our Kingdom Warriors world, like we're building, like as far as like ideations of what is already created. That was actually from Final Fantasy back in like the early 2000s or like late 2000s. Okay. So that's not our video content, but it is some of our world like that we're getting vision for, and they created that in Japan. So the Japanese, they had some like cool like vision and like ideas for that kind of stuff. But it really cool. It really made it really just that it shows a vision of some of the warrior and like technology and armor that we're kind of having vision for. So that's Final Fantasy, credits to Final Fantasy, but it just throughout the song about Kingdom Warriors, it really just kind of shows the vision of kind of this warrior world and a land of Eladria. So behind us, like that world is some of the world. So we're getting different animations of our own and different stuff, but that was just Michael Morgan. He was a pro gamer, and he had some he really loves Final Fantasy, so he made a video, or he like cut that video to his song.
That was an amazing song, and I've heard Michael speak, and he is wow. I'm excited to get to know him through the challenges and coming forward. It's really going to be exciting to see more from him, because that song, I'm reading the words. I was listening, but I'm reading the words, and I'm like, oh my goodness, that's kingdom. Like that's the story of humanity, right? In his work. It
really is. It's like
amazing.
After this launch, we're gonna really go pretty hard on our music and like making a music video and really getting this music out there, because we feel like music is one of the keys to culture, to reaching the heart. It goes past the brain and the logic, and it just hits the heart. And it's non-religious. It's talking about like the land of Eladri and warriors,
right.
and the music is just able to let people just feel, you know, the heart of God and this warrior.
It transcends. It transcends. It's really powerful. Yeah, it's amazing.
So maybe while we have people on, let's play that again and listen to it, you guys, and let us know in the comments. Let us know what you think in the comments. Let's watch this music video again. And this is and Vera, can you put the link in below, so you guys, I would love for you guys all, if you're seeing this now or the replay, just to go to this video. It's on Kingdom Warriors NFT, and it's called I think it's called The Warrior's Way. And I'd love for you just to like and leave some comments and subscribe on YouTube. And we're also our first Kingdom Warriors music album is actually out now on Audius. You'll hear about it next week. We'll drop it for you next week. But we're like, the music department has had so much favor and growing so much. But we're gonna play this again so you guys can see this, because I think just listen to the lyrics and even read the lyrics. The lyrics on this is amazing. Here we go.
I want it out of my head the moment I let you fell. I cannot remember anything else. The light burning low, surrounded by ghosts. These patterns are painted on walls of the halls with only the cold of drinks decomposed. We were supposed to be bold. Kingdom warriors who fight for what's right. Did we lose a life? No, we never let go. We never lost hope. Now we must rebuild even though the road is so broken and cold. Warriors back to your post. It's not about us, it's about the unborn. The originators are boys. The weavers and bringers who have yet to come on board. We maintain the tales of before when virtue was true. When we protected them against youth, it's easy to do. We had nothing to lose. The blues are bruises providing the proof. We still walk in colonies, booms. While the pathways improve, so let the world ever wind be removed. So we make way for this horizon, a new dawn, and we're building to repair for the respawn. Retaliate against fate by rebuilding the gates to have a city again. We will receive the home and a place, regardless of hate, regardless of the shackles they place. So here we are with armor on, submitted to fate, bound low until we saw the soldiers of our last brigade, holding on to the vision of the King's Court made plain, written down on tape. The revelation of the end game. Call the messengers, no delay. Rewrite the future of Eladria. Warriors, this is the way. Rewrite the future, warriors. This is the way. Kingdom warriors, yeah, with wisdom and honor. Yeah, we be honored. Honor with the promises of our ancestors, telling us if we go towards it, we'll find it. If we remake the bridges to the towers, we'll reconnect the light and the power, and we'll break whatever blocks the new day by roaring louder. Yeah, we're on it. Yeah, we go onward. Kingdom warriors, Eladria, we're promised that we gon' have a home again, and yeah, we know that we on it. Eladria waiting for its warriors to return. Here we are, let the ever light burn, light burn, light burn, light burn. Eladria waiting for its warriors to return. Here we are, let the ever light burn, light burn, light burn.
I think it was freezing up a little bit, but man, so like it's Eladria, you know, here we are, where let's talk about like the return of the king. It's talking about you know, bridging the gates of the we have all the lyrics, and like when you just read up the lyrics, you're just like, it's like a movie just within that song. It's like, it's so powerful. Yeah, it's crazy. Like we haven't even really got to showcase to people our music, our like the lyrics, like the world that we're building. It's like it's like there's so much I just want to just let people know, like this is something that we have, that we're building. And we do, obviously now we have like 200 people, you know, holders, which is amazing. Shout out to all 200 of our holders and our warriors. But we really are building something amazing for the next generation, and we couldn't do it without us all coming together. So it's really cool. You know, the next generation is important. I feel like, you know, we have a fiery next generation, and you know, they love music, they love gaming, they love, you know, short form content. And you know, the more we could just build stuff that is obviously good for all generations, but is good for the future too. You know, if you look at the wealthy elite and even some of the evil elite, they always look at the future. They look at the kids. How do we reach the kids? Disney, how do we reach the kids? Which then you find out there's all this pedophilia and all this stuff, and it's like, I don't want people reaching my daughters for pedophilia and for put evil stuff in their media. Like, I want to build amazing kingdom content, kingdom animations and movies and games for good, and that it still has excellent quality, but at the same time we can bring in a still a consistent good message that is of hope and light, and so that's really the theme of what God is showing us.
That is, yeah, no, that's what's so amazing. So a couple of things that really stood out to me with the lyrics and such, it was talking about the unborn, and you had talked about legacy, and it's in that storyline too with the song, but it's about there's like this lost hope, and yet we hold on and we get through it, and we're going to teach the kids how to, there's an impact that these kids have too. And it's so funny because it mirrors, that's what I love about Kingdom, is it transcends any time, any space, it transcends. And I'm just really excited. Like I just almost not quite goosebumps, but just like that. Let's go. Listen to that. I was watching a movie the other day, and in the movie he was talking about, I don't know if you guys have seen Free Guy yet, but what I love about it, he's talking and he says, well, you'll have to watch it, but it basically says, I'm a love letter from the creator.
Wow.
And I heard that, and I just time stopped for a moment, and I'm like, wow. Like, we are love letters, we are portals of the kingdom, and we are there to move those children that are coming behind us, to move them forward. They're going to be standing on our shoulders. Mm-hmm. And if we teach them to stand on our shoulders, like, hey, imperfect or good or bad, stand on our shoulders, learn from us, and move and propel forward. And that, all of that is so incredible and you just keep speaking to that and showing that. I'm in awe.
Yeah, and it's interesting, like when we think of like neuroscience and our brain, the way our brain functions, or even like metaphysics, like portals or like black holes. We don't even know what black holes are, but we're able to look at them out in the, I've always been so fascinated with this stuff, and that's why I love the prophetic and I love the supernatural, because it's like, well, one, obviously God created, he spoke all things to existence. The frequency of his voice is able to create all of matter, all of existence, and so like someone said, it transcends time and space. Like the part in Interstellar, one of my wife and I's favorite movie is Interstellar, and they said how like love is like the strongest force in the world. So love was able to like propel him to travel through time and space. And so the fact that God so loved us before the foundations of the earth, his love compels us to just do crazy things, and we'll do things. He's done things like obviously what Jesus has done. It was just like crazy in a way, and now through love, we do crazy things sometimes for our spouse or for our kids or for people that we love, like who we feel called to. And so it's like, I don't know, there's something about like through love you can actually just want to create a better solution. Like my wife just showed me something about like how 700 million people are still drinking like dirty water, all over the world, or just, I don't know, just obviously just tons of people are still drinking horrible water, and so if we have enough love for that solution, we will do crazy things, call people, raise money, build a solution, ask God for dreams and visions to figure out a solution to build more water wells. And I'll start looking at charity water. And it's like, you look at Heidi Baker left being, in Laguna Beach. I was out in Laguna Beach 2 weeks ago, and
it's beautiful.
Laguna Beach is beautiful. Like I had lunch on the Sunset, eating some like a salad with some like fish and it's like watching the sunset. Oh my God, it's like the most beautiful place ever. And she left that to go to Mozambique, and now they're building schools out there, and they're raising funds to have to go do to build more and to help more people, and been there for decades and setting up teams and organizations. And yeah, dude, Interstellar, like that's my wife and I's like favorite movie go to. But there's just like the message of love, and like that is just stronger than anything around the cosmos. So like my life's mission is just to be a message of love and hope and light while we're on earth. And I have because I've come from the church and come from, you know, mega churches in Texas and big churches to, you know, small house churches of just radical fiery people to just being in for 3 years with the people who are doing LSD and hallucinogens and, you know, the hippie type people. I've been and I understand so many different types of people that I like. God is like, Eric, like you're a connector, you're a super connector, conductor, but you're also like, you know how to be a Jew to win a Jew. And I don't like, I'm able to like Paul, like I feel like I'm able to my wife too. Like we're able to be things to the people we need that we're serving to really relate to people and just understand like rap. Like I grew up in Dallas where I was on the basketball team with like all black people. So it was like all black people, myself, I'm Hispanic and African. So in some places I'm like, oh, what's up? I'm African. What's good? And then some places on my Hispanic side, I'm like, hey, Holmes, what's going on? It's like Vatos Locos for life. Like I know Hispanic culture and my family that's Mexican. So like I'm able to be like this, like God has just made me this African Hispanic dude who's like, I look white too. So if in corporate America, they're like, oh, you're white. So you fit in, you could be in the boardroom or you could be a business, you know? So it's like, you're able to be things to all people. Not saying only I could do that. Everyone, find ways where you can relate to people. But so like I just find ways where I can relate to people with hip hop, with culture, and with gaming and music. And you know, you could just reach people. You have no idea how you could reach people, and just by connecting. And young people are real. You know, with kids, I was a youth. My first job was at Fellowship Church in Grapevine, Texas. Pastor Ed Young, he has a big church in Grapevine. And I was a youth. What is it? Not youth, but I was pre-K. I was in pre-K.
Oh, preschool. Okay.
Preschool
education.
So the first ministry I ever went in was pre-K, and I just related to those kids. And you know, and I just loved like the young kids. Like I don't know, I've just always had a big heart for, you know, pre-K. Now all my kids like pretty much pre-K, and so just like, you know, I just have a heart for the kids, the next generation. And so when I see, you know, like me being a dad of 5 kids now, I see, you know, the metaverse, NFTs, blockchain, like, and obviously as far as even a financial guy, it's like, yeah, this is a financial thing that billions of dollars are going to this, you know, Zuckerberg, Elon is doing an NFT project. Like the wealthiest people are putting money into this stuff. So obviously just from a financial ROI perspective, it's good to invest in. So why not have a good thing you can invest in that's also kingdom media and like reaching an impact, and we're, you know, able to partner with orphanage and partner with, you know, fighting sex trafficking. It's like, and then so God has kept, you know, a good thing you guys could do out in the, you know, that are in the audience is ask yourself, like, one, what do you have in your hands? But like what more can we do? Like what is even a more of a win-win? Oh, we can part of, you know, your package, you're able to do this. Part of your services you offer to the world, you could do this. You can also do that with NFTs. You could do that with your own coaching package. Like, hey, if I'm a coach or I'm a insurance, you know, a little bit of my resources is going to, that goes to this. Like, so no matter what you do, it's like you can always provide like what is even a more of a win-win where we can create good solutions and still give back. But yeah, preschool teacher was my first job for 2 years while I was in high school. And I just, you know, we had like Jason Witten's kid would be there of the Dallas Cowboys, and, you know, Donald Driver, his son Christian, Donald Driver was a Super Bowl champion for Green Bay Packers, but for some reason he had a house in Dallas and Flower Mound and went to church over there. But yeah, they say I look like an NFT.
You look like an NFT. That's funny right there, brother. That's funny right there. You know, one of the things that just keeps coming to my mind that really hit me. Jimmy and my wife and I were talking about business, and one of the things that I wanted to ask you, and so I'm going to pop in with this is you know, there's always reasons not to do something. There's always reasons to do something. You either, you know, if you say yes to something, you say no to something. You say no to something, it gives you opportunity to say something yes to something else. But with what's in front of you, it's like, what's so interesting about business, people look down on it. But here's the thing about business is if you're looking at it through the lens of love, business provides solutions. And I was talking to Jamie about this, and sometimes people can have a hard time with like getting their message out there or saying, hey, I do this business and da-da. But I told her, and this is what shifted something for me recently and continues to, and this revelation is, if you have the cure for cancer, are you just going to hold on to it? Or are you not going to worry about who you're offending and just say, I've got the cure for cancer, here it is. Like you're going to get it in front of as many people as possible. And each of us have the cure for something. That's because that's what kingdom does, is it restores and redeems. It redeems, restores, reforms, and moves it forward and makes it better. And so you guys, you Eric, have an answer through NFTs. And that's just, part of your story. It's so exciting. With the answer to that, I just wanted to say that because people might be going, well, I'm not sure and all this, and that's fine. But the reality is because love is such the central theme and thread of what you're doing, this is going to grow in one form or another. It's going to grow. And so that's what's so exciting to me about getting involved and connecting with it. And again, authenticity is important to me. And I keep seeing you show up, not just with authenticity, but also with integrity. Because what you're doing is what you're doing. What you're saying is what you're doing, vice versa. So I appreciate that. I didn't mean to go on that rant, but it was just.
Yeah, I love what you said about, the kingdom restores. And, someone that I learned a lot from is Dr. Miles Monroe on the kingdom. And you can YouTube Dr. Miles Monroe on YouTube and even Spotify and listen to a lot of his teachings, which I recommend anyone to do. It's all free. He passed away on a jet crash, way too early. Anyways, but the kingdom, it's like, it's ever expanding. It's moving forward. It infiltrates it. It is, and it's within us, but it wants to get out of us, and people are attracted to it. So people that are caught up in religious and, maybe were misrepresented Jesus, someone misrepresented Jesus to them. But when Jesus was here, he always talked about the kingdom. He talked about the kingdom in parables. He talked about, the land, the pearl of great price, or the land, that the kingdom was like a piece of land that, once you found it, you sold all your stuff because it was, it was so valuable. Like, and like, even like wisdom is worth more than rubies. And so, it's really cool. Just, it redeems, and it's constant like restoration. So another verse that God has given is like the Isaiah, like we will restore the desolate places. So like, either whether it's real estate or even metaverse, or, like we're just going to restore these places where it's darkness and evil, and we're going to build amazing art and entertainment and media and even buildings and thrones and throne rooms for God, to really let people see, and have an encounter with the kingdom, because people need to experience the kingdom in this family atmosphere, a community, a place where people are encouraging you and loving on you. And it says the kingdom always expands, so kingdom projects have to follow suit. So I mean,
love that, David.
Yeah, that's so good, David. Like, if we want to be in a place of expansion, we're not just, we can't just claim kingdom. We really have to hire the best. So that's why we went out to find some people who have worked with the Sonys, that we have to pay them a lot of money to work with us. They worked with the Marvels and Disneys and Star Wars VR experience. So we have to pay these developers a lot to work with us. And like, so it's like this stuff where, we want to maintain the cutting edge. We want to maintain breaking, like emerging technologies, and like actually have people who know how to do code, know how to develop, and know how to develop games. And so as we grow, we just want to keep bringing in the top of the sphere. And we pray and hope that these people are going to be educated and skilled. These people are going to be kingdom people that are coming in. And for a lot of it's been that way. We've been able to find, really talented, skillful people that are also have a kingdom mindset, which has been pretty cool. And
And what, it has been amazing to watch and start being a part of. I just want to say real quickly, I keep seeing people's names pop up. If you have people like David Phillips who are following you and walking with you and stuff, you're doing all right. David's an amazing guy. I know him from somewhere else. And it's just amazing to me, that like Julie Morphew and others, that just the folks that you have, that you're connecting with, just this who are wanting to come along. John Umstead. So I think I'm saying his last name correctly. But it's Umstead. But so many folks that are walking with you, just following you and going, hey, I want to be a part of this. just those people alone. I'm not even talking about the people creating. I'm talking about the people following. Those folks are amazing. So I just want to, there is so much depth to this. There's so much weight behind what's going on. And I would encourage folks, like, if they're afraid of, like, I tend to be really like a laser and point out things really quickly, but the reality is love covers a multitude of sin. Love covers fear. Like, if it kicks out, perfect love casts out fear. So it kicks it out. So the more that we love, the more that we allow that to happen. So if we're walking in the NFT world, whether we know something or not, know a lot or not, the fact that we're walking with it in love means that there's going to be an advancement. And that's what excites me. I have no clue where this is ending up, but I just wanted to say that real quick, that this is just amazing.
Yeah. And shout out to all of our warriors and everyone getting ready for this challenge next week. We're super stoked. Just to quick reset is if you go to guide 1, if you want to win some prizes for next week, 1, make sure you're registered on Kingdom NFTs. Secondly, join guide 1 and you can enter in prizes for Ethereum, NFTs. Also, we're giving away. Yeah, we're going to be doing an art contest as well. Get ready for that. This is some alpha for you. We're doing an art contest where we're giving away 3 NFTs where you're gonna be able to draw your own warrior and submit some of your art, and we're gonna pick 3 people to win. So all the artists out there, tag the artists below. Let the artists know that we're doing an art contest in this challenge. Must be in the challenge group. Register at kingdomnfts.com. And so they're gonna do art contest, music contest, and also we're also gonna do a music and writing contest, like a lore. You'll write like a paragraph lore on a Kingdom Warrior type theme. And so we're gonna pick 3. So there's gonna be a total of 9 more $222 NFTs we're giving out for free to winners. So Brenda, artists, Lauren, you guys make sure to tag your artists. Get ready for that. That's gonna be a fun competition this next week. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So that's on top of all those all of this. Let me see. Let me show this. That's on top of this. So yeah, that's on top of all this prizes. So we're giving away a lot of stuff next week. We want you guys to know how to be in the room, how to make sure you win. Tag all your artists in this post. Share this to the stuff. We're giving away all these prizes for people who are on teams. You go to guide 1 to get on teams, but we're also giving away, doing a contest. So you'll be in the group and get ready for that announcement. But I just wanted to let you guys know. Because Jeff, remember that day we had that prophetic session in this group, and we were talking about the art and like the girl.
And Julie and who else was it? Amber? Is it Amber?
It was April.
I got
April,
her.
My wife.
Yeah, it was an A name.
Oh, shout out to my wife. She's traveling to Iowa, and be praying for her.
She says, "I love this guy." Well, that's really sweet. Felicia and I have not met before, but I love you too, Felicia.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But real quickly, what I'm excited. So next year is going to be something else next week is going to be something else because I've got my own challenge going on somewhere on something else, and I'm just like, there's a lot going on next week for people. There's a shift. The shift is happening. There's something really dynamic happening. So blessings on you guys, like totally, and real quick, you mentioned the worship piece, and is that something with the stuff that we have going on, that you have going on with the NFT challenges and stuff with Kingdom Warriors? At some point, are we going to start back up with the prophetic?
We'll kind of see after next week. I think we got like 8 to 10 sessions next week, because we're going to have a main session and pretty much a second session next week. It's going to be just tons of, there's going to be replays, so you don't have to be on live. So yeah, it's going to be crazy next week. But yeah, over the next couple of weeks, we'll find some times in the group to do that. And yeah, for sure.
Because that's something that has been, in hearing a couple other people talk about it, it's been pretty powerful. We were doing it Thursday mornings at 9 a.m. and it was just like an hour we'd get together and worship and pray. And there was the first day we did it, there was a lady who had a problem with her jaw, and it actually got healed as we were worshiping. You remember that? And so that I would love to move that forward too, when possible. I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but I mean, it's just something that's been really exciting to be a part of for me.
I remember. Yeah, there was a jaw healing. What's up, Judge Itri?
It was jaw dropping.
jaw dropping. What's up, Ken? We got Ken, Joe. Joe was former military. Ken is my upstate Jewish friend. What's up, Dana? Dana drew. She's an amazing artist. Dana, you got to make sure to compete. And Jolie painted this one for me. Jolie Morphew, one of our holders.
Yeah,
she painted that one for me. Yeah, the YouTube link. Yeah, Vera or someone, can you guys drop the music YouTube link? It's the Kingdom Warriors NFT on YouTube, and it's called The Warrior's Way. Can someone drop that in the?
And you could probably search that pretty easily, I would imagine, if you're Kingdom Warriors Way.
Yeah, just type in Warriors Way on YouTube, and yeah, Kingdom Warriors NFT, and it'll pop up for sure.
Awesome. Well, can I? I think can I pray us out of here? I think it's time to.
Yep,
awesome. Well, Father, I just thank you so much for Eric and his team. Thank you for Felicia and Eric. And what's so beautiful about spring and about the colors that are so vibrant is that one of the beautiful things is that it comes from a time of dormancy and a time of internal restoration, internal rest. And so, Father, we come to you in the fullness of how good you are. And there's folks that are listening that just need rest today and joy. And so we just release that on them. And thank you so much for how awesome you are. For Eric, as he's pouring out and pouring out and pouring out, help him to receive just an absolute absurd amount of abundance today, as he's just got thing after thing. Give him wisdom on where to pour out, where to kind of maybe let somebody else pour out for him. All of that, give him wisdom. And thank you for Andrew and Michael and Sean and Vera and so many others that I haven't met yet, but thank you for them too, for Dr. Mark and so many others. So we just thank you for what you're doing, and pray your protection over everybody as they travel, as they get things ready over the tech, and for the people that are coming, help everybody be there that needs to be there, and catch what they need to catch. In Jesus' name, amen.
Awesome, you guys. So if you're seeing this on my personal profile or YouTube, kingdomnfts.com, get in the group. We're giving away a ton of NFTs. And these NFTs are selling for $300, $400. So I mean, some have sold them up to $800, $755. So you want to win these NFTs. You want to be in the room next week. Make sure you're there. It's going to be, people have literally bought domains, new ideas. People's books are coming now to fruition. People's puppet shows, people's dreams for dormant projects are coming to fruition, all from this 5-day event. There's just a lot of breakthrough and transformation in the air when people come for innovation, for ideas and dreams. So be in the room, and I promise you, you will not regret it.
And the cool thing about being around life is that's where life happens. So if you're around life, you're going to get life in you, and it's going to come out of you in a new way. Wow. So that's what's so amazing.
That's so good. Wow. So we'll read Ken's verse, Song of Solomon. My beloved spoke to me, unto me, rise up, my love, my fair one, and come away. For lo, the winter is past, the rain is over and gone, the flowers appear on earth. The time of singing of birds is come, and the voice of the turtle is heard in our land. Good stuff. Applause. Awesome. We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next time, and I'm going to end it with this last video, and then we will be finished. All right. Thank you, guys.
Good seeing you, Eric.
Good seeing you. Web3 has the possibility to expand our mind and expand our tent pegs to what is possible.
Communities like this is that we come together to create the solutions that we want in the world.
The community needs your story, so come join us.
Technology is a tool to impact and bring God's kingdom here on earth.
Right? Play to earn, that's where the game changer comes in.
Well, Web3 is all about asset.
What you have to say is what's needed to be said in Hollywood.
People are looking for the miraculous.
Part of taking back some of that ground.
You are bringing the light into such a dark, dark place.
Very focused on, impacting people.
And just getting started. Participate.
Our partnership it's helping to cut that code of poverty.
Mentorship, entrepreneurship, and faith. These are your pillars to success.
We have given a solution that we have brought this people from Sony, Disney, and Marvel to solve. Will you be a part of this?